Great.
You want to do this before the news? Yeah, I guess.
When are we putting up the pool?
I'm hoping this week.
Yeah.
Once they, because I'm going to edit it and make it look
sure.
sort of,
Do you want it on now? Seems
Yeah.
gives us a few minutes for people. I mean, people are already following, so it gives you a few minutes to build the audience.
Is that out there on 2 mics now?
I've posted on
I've seen it,
Facebook.
yeah, got it. You're listening to the 2 mics on Talk Sport and Talk Radio, of course. We are simulcasting. We are also now live on Periscope.
Yes.
And it will be on our Twitter account as well, at the 2 mics. We'll be doing heroes and villains. First, though, here's the sports headlines.
Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger says their 2-0 FA Cup victory over Sutton.
So is there a way of... There was a link that I can put onto Facebook, I think, as well, wasn't there?
It should be out on your personal Facebook.
Okay.
Incredibly proud of his players, and it was a night they'll never forget. Arsenal
And there's 25 of you watching already.
Yeah, good.
Excellent. Good.
Newcastle boss Rafa Benitez says Dwight Gale is in for a further sellout after the striker had to be taken off midway through the first half of their 2-0 victory over Aston Villa. Magpies leading scorer missed 6 games with a hamstring injury before making his return as a substitute in their win at St James's Park.
Oh, so I'm just putting it on the 2
Plattenberg
mics
will take
Facebook as
charge
well.
of a Premier
Great.
League this weekend, despite becoming the new head of referees in Saudi Arabia. He was expected to leave for the new role immediately, but instead he'll officiate West Brom against Bournemouth at the Hawthorns on Saturday.
The 2 mics, simulcast across the UK on Talk Sport and Talk Radio.
That music can only signify
Yep.
one thing, Porky,
Yep.
and it means it's time for another edition of Heroes and Villains, which
Indeed.
I think has reached, is it 5-1 now?
No, 4-2.
Is it 4-2?
4-2.
Are you sure?
Certain.
I don't think it is. We're
Certain.
going to have to get a ruling on that.
No.
But it's time for Heroes and Villains.
Yes.
It's live currently
Yep.
on, guess what, Facebook.
Okay.
It's also live on Periscope.
Okay.
And it is live on our Twitter as well.
Excellent.
At the 2 mics.
Right.
So, if you want to watch what we're doing as well
Yep.
as listen,
Yep.
then by all means, please go ahead and do so. And first of all, of course, if you haven't heard this programme before, this is where we choose 2 heroes and 2 villains from the weekend.
That's right.
And then the judgment is made by our producer, Dave Levine,
Indeed.
as to which one is better.
Right.
Now, I don't know which order you would like to do it in. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I'll go first.
You'd like to go first? Okay, off you go.
I'm going first with heroes.
Yeah.
And unusually, I'm going to bind together my 2 nominations of heroes,
Oh,
okay?
yeah? Okay.
So the 2 come at once, all right?
What, so you mean this is only one, this is it?
This is
your
it.
2 heroes are as one package?
That's right,
Okay,
okay?
all right.
And do you know who they are?
I don't know.
They are Danny and Nicky Cowley,
Uh-huh.
who are the brother managers
Yes.
of Lincoln City Football Club, okay?
Yes.
And they have a unique partnership. They're brothers who jointly run the Lincoln City. They're doing brilliantly well, doing a great job. They're going to get them into the Football League.
Well, these are the guys that were on Match of the Day.
These are the guys who are on Match of the Day who got this fantastic victory over Burnley. You couldn't have bigger heroes from the weekend, but when you listen to the way that the Lincoln fans talk about these guys as revolutionising the club, they could do something similar.
Revolutionising the town as well.
Revolutionising the town, revolutionising the club. They could do something similar to what Graham Watford, a former Lincoln City manager, did when he went to Watford and took them up right through the divisions to the top. They are my heroes, Danny and Nicky Cowley.
Well, let's hope they don't get knocked out of the FA Cup by Arsenal the next round.
Well, I think they probably will, but I mean, for
that'll be
goodness
the end of
sake, they've done something which no other club outside the Football League has done for 100 years, 103 years. They've got to the quarter-final of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Absolute heroes.
Bit obvious, but I mean, I suppose...
I'm sorry,
I was
absolute
not,
heroes.
I was not in any way denigrating the choice. My first hero is actually Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale, who, as you quite rightly pointed out, was out of football for 88 days.
Yes.
Came on for Real Madrid at the weekend as a substitute.
Yeah.
Had only been on for 12 minutes.
Yes.
And scored a magnificent goal.
Magnificent
as
goal.
if he had never been away.
And it was very Gareth Bale-ish.
It's very Gareth Bale-ish, which is fortunate because he is indeed
Yeah.
the one and only Gareth
That's
Bale.
right, yeah.
So I think Gareth
Yeah.
Bale has proven, because some people out with that length of time with an injury can sometimes lose a bit of their lustre, coming back into a team like Real Madrid.
Or need to ease themselves back in.
Full of superstars,
Yes,
who
yes.
I'm sure are jealous of him and would like to see him not returning.
Yeah.
What a tremendous way to make a stamp your mark
Yeah.
on La Liga.
Indeed.
And hopefully we'll see him in the Champions League. Possibly in the replay.
That's right.
Not the replay, the second leg.
That's right.
With Real Madrid in a couple of weeks. Shall I
Yeah.
do my second one?
Yes,
While we're
please.
about it,
Yes,
'cause that
please.
means we've then both done
Yes,
our
that's right.
two heroes.
Yeah.
My second hero is Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes.
Ben Stokes, an England cricket player,
Yeah.
who, as you say, plays in the.
Well,
plays-
just because he got himself a lot of money in India.
not because he got
Hey?
a lot of money in India.
Does that make a
because-
man a hero?
No, not because he got a lot
Making
of money.
himself wealthy?
Not because he got a lot of money in India, because he is now the highest paid foreign player
Yeah.
ever in the IPL.
But
okay?
you're always having a go at me for being materialistic.
Not at all.
When I've told you that money's the most important thing
No.
in life, you always mock me.
Well-
Now you're saying this guy's a hero because he's
No.
acquired a huge amount of dosh.
Not at all. I'm not quite sure why you get so worked up about it. I was gracious enough to allow you to give us your benefit of your experience and
yeah.
doubt. No, the point is that you've said not just the other day that England is the home of cricket. Nobody cares about cricket in any other part of the world.
Yeah.
So this just fulfills my promise to you that I will prove to you that actually India cricket is a much bigger game.
Oh, yeah?
There's much more money in it, and unfortunately, whether you like it or not,
Yes.
measurement of success in sport
Right.
and professional sport
Yeah.
is about money.
Yeah.
So this guy is the most successful English cricketer at the moment in the history of the planet, right?
Yeah.
$2 million, 1.6 million by the rising Pune Super Giants.
Yes.
In the auction that took place on Monday. That means he
Yes.
gets more than Eoin Morgan. He gets more even than Kevin Peterson was offered when he was still at the very height of his game.
Yeah.
So I just think we should congratulate Ben Stokes, and as well, he's going to be quite, I would say, important in the new vanguard leading England
Very,
with his mate Joe Root.
very materialistic in my view.
I'm surprised that
Yeah.
you would use that
Yeah.
as any kind of criticism, to be honest.
But anyway, listen, what can I say? Right, so we're on to villains, okay?
Let's do villains.
So I
Would
get
you
my
like to
first
do-
villain.
All right, your first villain,
Right,
please.
my first villain is it's a multiple one. It
Yeah.
is the collection of mindless moron Millwall fans who disgraced their club, who disgraced football, and who disgraced the area in which they live when they went to attack Leicester City's visiting fans at the FA Cup. Fifth round
Yes.
shock.
Yes.
And then even
Wasn't
attacked
a shock to me.
even attacked a coach outside. They have to be the villains. In fact, they're vermin villains because
Vermin villains.
because
A
they
lot of alliteration.
put such a stain on the weekend of jollity that the FA Cup brought us in so many ways. Except for them, they're an ulcer on the skin of football.
An ulcer on the skin of
Yeah.
football, that's very harsh. isn't
Yes.
it? My first villain has to be, I'm terribly sorry to say, Mr. Joey Barton. Joey Barton,
Yeah.
what a complete and utter plank,
Yeah.
a disgrace to football, as
Tuesday,
I
I'm
tweeted out
afraid.
on Saturday when we saw his appalling attempt
Yes.
to try to get the Lincoln player sent off.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, falling over act that he put on.
Yeah, yeah.
In addition to which, he grabbed a couple of people around the throat. I don't know how he stayed on the pitch is beyond me.
Yeah.
He should have been given his marching orders. Why he's even playing for Burnley is also beyond me.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche seems a pretty decent kind of guy.
Yeah.
And he clearly thought putting Joey Barton in the team would rough up the Lincoln
No,
City
no.
players. One, it was a bad piece of judgment.
Yeah.
Two, it was a bad piece of judgment to bring him back after he'd gone to Rangers
Yeah.
and failed miserably up there. Joey Barton does not belong in football anymore. I mean, notwithstanding all of the things he's admitted to doing,
Yeah.
which are still being investigated, he's a nasty piece of work. He's not very good. It's time to ship him out.
Well, I think that's a bit harsh because he has tried to reform himself, but it was Joe
Well, hang
Barton
on.
at his worst. It was Joe Barton at his worst.
No, he
I
hasn't
agree.
tried to reform himself at all.
And-
He's awaiting a verdict by the footballing authorities
Yeah.
on a lot of bets that he's
Yeah.
made.
And just as you said that it was a bit obvious me nominating the Lincoln City
I
managers,
didn't say it was a bit obvious.
I would say that Joey Barton's a bit obvious.
Yeah, but he was the
worthy.
massive villain of the weekend.
a worthy choice.
You give us your second
So,
one.
so my second villain is Paul Suen Cho Hung.
Pardon?
Paul Suen Cho Hung.
Okay.
Okay.
Go on.
He is the owner of Birmingham City.
Yes.
Gianfranco Zola has now got 1 victory out of 10. Birmingham are plummeting down that table. The ridiculous decision
They're
to
still above
replace.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they are, but barely. The ridiculous decision to replace Gary Rowlett for no reason whatsoever, except for the fact that Gianfranco Zola is a big name and has been a popular footballer in this country, and it was, designed to bring a bit of stardust to Birmingham. It completely backfired on him. He's let down a whole club and a whole city. And hang your head in shame, Mr. Paul Suen Cho Hung.
Paul Suen Cho Hung.
Yes.
Okay. Well, my final
Yes.
villain is actually not dissimilar to that, and not
Right.
far away from Birmingham City.
Right.
It is, of course, Steve Bruce, who is
Bruce.
currently the manager of Aston Villa.
Yeah, but Bruce is
they
a good lad.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same attitude they had on Match of the Day about Joey Barton, where none of the players who were actually on there wanted to say anything bad about him.
But-
oh well, you know, it's heat of the moment stuff.
Yeah, but
It's
Steve's
like-
inherited a squad. I mean,
No, Steve, do you know
and
how
he's
much
struggling
Aston
with
Villa
it.
have spent since last summer?
Yeah, go on, tell me.
£80 million,
80.
right? And what, £80 million?
Lot of money.
Right, he started off quite well when he took over before
Yes.
Christmas. He has not won a game
Right.
in the whole of this year.
Right.
2017
Yeah.
has not resulted in Aston Villa winning one
Yeah,
game.
pretty,
And you talk about,
pretty
Birmingham-
miserable in the city of Birmingham.
You talk about Birmingham plummeting down the
Yeah,
table.
yeah.
They are actually 3 places ahead
Yeah.
of Aston Villa,
I know.
who are now on 36 points, which is only 6 points clear of relegation.
Yeah, but
Right.
the difference is Villa started extremely badly under their previous manager,
yeah,
and
you say
Steve
that.
had to revive them.
You
Whereas
say that.
Birmingham
Yeah.
were riding high under Rowler until the foolish owner of the club, Mr. Cho Hung, decided, no, he's not a big enough name, Gary Rowler, get rid of him and let's get in Jim Francazzola, he's
Yeah.
available.
Well.
And he's turned out to be a hopeless manager.
Yeah.
But we knew he was a hopeless manager when he was at Watford. We knew he was hopeless when he was at West Ham. It's madness.
Yeah, well,
Madness.
Steve Bruce is not doing too well either, and I think because he's lower down than Birmingham at this particular point in time
Yeah.
by several points and by 3 positions, as I said,
Yes.
it's got to be Steve Bruce for me. So it's Steve Bruce
Yeah.
and Joey Barton against your guy. What's his name again?
My guy, Cho Hung, Paul Suen Cho Hung, and the Millwall
Joe
fans.
Hung and the Millwall fans versus the Lincoln City hero managers.
Yes, the two of them.
And in my case,
Danny and Nicky Cowley.
in my case, Ben Stokes.
Yes.
And Gareth Bale.
Yeah, well, there
I'd
you go.
say that's quite a tightly fought
Oh,
contest.
it's a tightly fought contest, but I'm
Very
confident.
well researched.
Confident.
We'll find
Yeah.
out from Mr. Levine coming up next.
Right.
Who's the winner?
Excellent.
This
It's
is-
me. It's me.
This is.
Do you see that guy? Do you see the guy at the weekend?
Who?
The fella who's, I think he's in the snooker tournament, pool player, and he went for the interview. Going, yes, I am brilliant. I am brilliant.
Really?
Reminded me of me.
Yeah, that would have reminded me of you as well. If I'd seen
I am
it.
brilliant.
I mean, there's enough things that remind me of you with every time I watch Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know, this is the best presidency you've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, these are the best pants I've ever worn.
Certainly, you've got hair as ridiculous as the
My
president's.
hair is at least my own.
Yeah, well, my hair's my own. His hair's his own, but it's just like coiffed.
I don't think it is.
coiffured
I
a bit
think he bought
differently.
it from a horse.
Don't think so.
It's Talk Sport.
Yeah.
The Alan Brazil Sports Breakfast on Talk Sport with Ford. It's the breakfast show.
Right, well, we're still on.
Yep.
Delivering the biggest names from the world of sport. That's the Alan Brazil
Excellent.
Sports Breakfast. Every weekday morning
Right,
from 6
monkeys.
a.m. on Talk
This is a lovely card, this. I want you to take a picture of it.
Yeah, do.
Breakfast. Weekday mornings from 6 on Talk Sport.
I'm going to take a picture of something. What it is.
Motorways, country roads, wherever work takes you, our transit range of vehicles will take you in comfort. You can change your religion, change your politics, you can even change your mates. But you can never change your football team. Why do we care so much about the Big Ten game? I'm Alfie Allen, your new history teacher. Watch me explore football's journey from a kickabout into a multi-billion-pound empire. Football, a brief history by me, Alfie Allen. This Thursday at 10, exclusively to history.
Every year, thousands of five-a-side players are forced to wear substandard kit. Players like Tim, who still got the shirt his dad bought him 9 years ago. How will this player end this suffering?
So is the tyre all right then? Now?
Yeah, he wasn't punctured or anything. He said, I think it must have hit the sensor, and that's but he couldn't find anything wrong with
But
it.
it hasn't done it again.
No.
Keep the game beautiful. Call 0800 078 9564 and quote TalkSport to claim your shirts or visit powerleague.co.uk.
UEFA Champions League live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2 with Direct Line. Tomorrow night from 7. Hear full match commentaries of all the action on TalkSport and TalkSport 2 at the same time. Sevilla versus Leicester on TalkSport.
Gentlemen.
Indeed.
Do.
Porto versus
Yeah.
Juventus on TalkSport 2. UEFA Champions League live on TalkSport and TalkSport 2 with Direct Line Van. Insurance that keeps you in action. Search Direct Line Van. The two mics simulcast across the UK on Talk Sport and Talk Radio.
We are still live on Periscope, live on Facebook Live as well, and live on Twitter. So if you're not seeing us, you're not doing it right. Because there's lots of different places to do it. We have just done Heroes and Villains, of course, and the show's nearly over, by the way.
Yeah, but we need the results.
Which is extraordinary. Now, as ever, Mr. David Levine has joined us.
Yes.
I'm not sure if he's actually in the shop. You might
Yeah.
be out
I
of
don't
the
think
shop.
I am in the
No, well, perhaps you could walk over, please, so we can see this has all been done above board.
You might not be
I'll
able to
hand
see
you
it.
the envelope.
Right.
Here's the envelope, which has written on it, what does it say, Porky?
It says Heroes and Villains.
Okay, so that's obviously the right one.
Is that
then.
spelt right? Heroes with an OES at the end?
It should
I
be.
thought
yeah.
Heroes is HEROS.
No.
You
No,
sure?
Once you pluralise it, you put an E on.
You sure about that?
Maybe I've changed my
Tomatoes.
mind now.
Okay,
So
Heroes
tomatoes.
and Villains.
You
Oh.
the Dan Quayle of Top
Oh,
Sport.
look at this. Look at this swalk written on the back. See, that's a reference to the Postman Pork letter
Yeah.
from earlier on. Right, I'm opening.
Are you opening it?
Excuse me.
Are you sure you're all right, Bob?
I'm all right.
Yes,
I pull it out. Ah, you see, this is the little trick that Mr. Levine does. It
Yeah.
says, winner, Mike. Ha ha ha.
Very
But as
good.
we're both called Mike,
Yeah.
the intrigue has to last until I flick it open.
Although, to be
Harry! Woo, 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 woo! See?
you've actually won
See?
something.
Harry! Harry!
You've actually won something. I find that extraordinary,
Yeah.
not
Why?
least
Why?
because of the fact that you spent quite a bit of time on Friday
Yes.
abusing Mr. Levine on Twitter, referring to him as a fat, lazy oaf.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I really?
Yes.
What was that for?
Do you not remember that?
Because
No.
I said there was no gerrymandering of the quiz.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, this has obviously changed my opinion of you altogether. That's a great decision, a great judgment.
Yeah, well, so you can tell that,
Yeah.
that Dave Levine is indeed always true and honest.
Well-
because notwithstanding the fact that you
Yeah.
abused him horribly,
Yes.
and upset him actually,
Yes.
to the point where he could have complained to HR.
Yes. Yeah.
He
yeah.
didn't do that, and instead he's even awarded you
Well, there you
the
go.
prize.
Yeah, he realised the error of his ways. That's very good. Excellent.
I think how it was.
I've somehow still been insulted.
Yeah.
Yeah, David,
Somehow.
thank you very much
Can you
indeed.
mind explaining why he won over me?
done.
Well, it was very close.
Yes.
It was very close, and Joey Barton was a great choice.
Yeah.
The Lincoln City co-managers was good,
Yes.
but it was the Millwall fans that swung it. And
Exactly.
it was very close. And Dave, the Leeds fan, who phoned in to implore me to give it to
Is that
Filthy.
right?
Excellent.
But my decision had been made. He
Excellent.
didn't sway me.
This has nothing to do with the fact that
Excellent.
Millwall
Well
were
done,
next
Dave,
appearing
Leeds
at
fan.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Well, it has nothing to do that.
Yeah.
As you started this section, I am above reproach.
You are.
Yes,
I would never
yes,
accuse you of being fat,
yes.
lazy, or an oafish person.
Exactly.
Right? That's
Exactly.
absolutely. I just want to put that on the record.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that now makes the score what exactly?
I
4-3.
think it's 4. No, I think it's
thought it was-
4-2.
I think
4-2.
I think
Okay,
it's
I'll settle
4-2.
for
I think it's
4-2.
4-2.
I'm going to go on a run of
4.5,
wins now.
2.5.
Yeah,
But the half one
yeah.
did
Let's
really
get rid of the
count.
halves. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it confuses people. Let's call it 4-2.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Porky.
Thank you.
It's good that you win things occasionally. And
Yeah.
as we said, there
Yes.
will in fact be. I had sort of flirted with the idea
Of?
making the independent quizmasters the villains of the week.
Oh,
For
yeah,
making
right,
the,
yeah.
For making the
Yeah.
quiz last week too hard.
Yes, yes.
But then
yeah.
you said something which
It's
upset
clearly
me.
a conscience thing. Yeah.
Nothing to do with me, my conscience. 'Cause
And
I
what, was,
had
and, what,
nothing-
and what did I do to upset you?
Well, when you started dissing my choices, I thought, well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you the satisfaction
Right.
of having the independent quizmasters as the.
I don't think I did diss your choices. Your first
You
choice.
did.
Your first choice was.
You started having a go at me over Ben Stokes, saying,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
now you're all for
Yeah,
materialism,",
materialism,
which
yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
about at all.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the way,
Yeah.
here's one from Paul who's tweeted in.
Mhm.
That's a bit harsh, MG. Jerry Barton is a regular in the garage where I work, and he's one of the nicest men you could meet.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, well, tell that to the guy who stuck a
So
cigar
what's
out
that,
his
a
eye.
regular in the garage.
The garage where he works.
What do you mean? Like for petrol? or
I
something?
presume so.
Yeah.
Or maybe he pops in for a coffee and a Danish.
Maybe he does. Maybe he
But,
does.
he's not always been described as one of the nicest
No.
people you could meet.
No, that's
And
absolutely true.
I'm not. And I'm
Yeah.
not at all impressed with somebody who cheats to that degree
No.
on the football pitch.
I agree.
Sorry.
I'm putting out the letter, by the way, on Twitter from Alice, in which she details all the reasons why you were so jealous
Alice,
of me.
yeah.
She's got it absolutely right.
Alice